What's up? I'm back. I'm about to try to knock this last little bit out because this is really the end of it. I'm gonna finish up what I left off with. Um, for example, that in your pleasures, you are really getting profit from attending theater, going to dances, or doing thousands of things that are merely transitionary amusement. You don't not get lasting profit out of these things, but you are asleep in this world of the adversary mind and you do not really know what's going on. You are wasting your time and hunting for pleasures. If you knew the inward truth, you would not search for pleasures outside of spiritual consciousness. You would not waste your time in any attempt to get pleasure out of the state of consciousness, which there were no profit. And honestly, profit with money or actually seeing into the future. But honestly, just to think about it, like, you don't even deal with people you feel like you can't get nothing of in real life. So in that same aspect, but spiritually, like, you wouldn't dabble in things that wouldn't help you grow spiritually. And we do that a lot. We dabble with things that don't help us grow, and that's because we think that these pleasures is what's making us happy, but it's all false. It's all false, like, no bullshit. You might go to these things and your spirit telling you to go to these things so you'll realize the fun things that are to do. Like, there's nothing, like, I remember that just thinking, like, I remember starting to get detached from this world in high school. Like, we went on like a summer vacation. We went to a bunch of different amusement parks, and I went to a couple like college. I mean, not colleges. But I went to a couple combines and en route to these places too. Like, we did both. We went to combines and went to amusement parks. And going through amusement parks, I'm like, bro, I used to love these hoes, but all this standing in line, all these high ass prices, all this heat. It's like, bro, what am I doing here? And then I remember another time after that, like, I go to a basketball game. I'm like, bro, this basketball game ended fast as fuck. Why did I pay $160 for this shit that I could have watched on TV? And then just going to the club, it's just like, bro, every time you go to something, it's like your spirit just hoping you realize this shit really ain't that fun. But we keep telling ourselves maybe we can get a little bit drunker, maybe we get a little bit higher, but it's a fucking illusion. Like, and I ain't been high as shit, like, on some shrooms, bro. That's the funnest it's gonna get. And all I did was fucking forget that I had a body and lay down. Like, and wasn't going out and dealing with people, bro. It was in some internal shit. My funnest times are just going inside and discovering myself, honestly. Those are some of my greatest experiences in self-discovery is when I took shrooms. It's because I literally had the tools to go inside, and I did. And what I found was just amazing. It wasn't even worth being scared of or fearing or having judgment over. It's just like, damn, I remember that shit. And then I started to just start to see how those seeds start to plant other seeds. And you just be like, damn, that's why I am today. And you just start to love yourself and realize why you are. But I'm hella off topic, and that's why I can't finish this shit. Alright, guys, I'm back. And you would analyze analyze every one of your experiences in the outer world, and just that way you will say that, did I get any profit out of that? For real, like, every person you meet, like, do I feel a spiritual connection with you? Do you help me feel something more in myself? If not, deuces. And that's what I don't really fuck with people that's not spiritually connected, because if you ain't tapping into your spirit, how can you reflect, light for me to help connect to my spirit? And there's some people that be half-assing it, so I mean, I only fuck with you half-ass. You show your spirit sometimes, and the rest of the shit all human. So whenever you ready to show that spirit, I'm here. And it's the honest to God truth. That's why I fuck with certain people, and it be levels to how much I fuck with them, because I see it in you. You just don't see it in yourself yet. And once you see it, we could be cooler, because I'll be more open to you, because I know I can express myself to you with you, and you understand it. Because you're looking for spiritual knowledge, not physical knowledge. Is the lasting spiritual good in that show? Was there any good for me in that man instructions? Are buttermilk dates good for me? And that's if somebody giving you wisdom or anything, bro. Like, I just used the dudes on your shoulder, bro. Like, you're not meant to pick a side of the white angel or the devil. You're supposed to look at both of them, because they both always make good points. If you looked at Crunk, the story with Crunk, like, he always made his alter egos always made valid points against the other one. So it's like, you can choose a side, but why choose sides when you can look at the holistic point and look at what they both saying and try to implement it for yourself? In that same aspect, if you got somebody giving you instructions, is it anything you can pull from it? At some point, I'm sure it is, because you can learn from everybody. But once you start learning like the base level of spirit, you wouldn't have to learn from other people root chakras in a sense. You wouldn't have to learn from other people low quality. So you wouldn't really deal with low quality people anymore, because you learned as many lessons as you probably need to learn. Because I mean, it's pretty simple when dealing with root chakra and fleshly things. Do not our buttermilk date's good for me. Yeah, I mean, did this date give me some spiritual connection or not? I don't know. I want something else. Do not take any authority then. I want to know what the spirit wants me to eat and drink. And I say it, bro, our spirit be forcing us to do a lot of things, and we be avoiding that shit. And it's honestly, we gotta stop doing that shit. I just thought of some shit that I did that with my girl. Like, she wants some jackfruit. We gotta go buy jackfruit. I don't give a fuck how much that price is. Like, we just gotta go get that shit. And through that, bro, we'll get way more spiritual abundance, because she's connecting to her spirit, because that's what her spirit's sending her to eat. And it's like a lot of us have things that we eat and drink, and we be like, damn, I got a taste for this shit. And you might be on a healthy diet or some shit, but your spirit, like what somebody told me, is like, say your spirit tell you to eat some chicken, it's because your body trying to get you to throw up some shit. So it tell, like, say if you're a vegan or some shit, so it tell you to eat chicken, you eat the chicken, you throw up, and now you don't feel good, but you got that shit up out of you. And through the energy, they needed the chicken properties and the chicken energy, because you got to realize everything has an energy property and a vibration, no matter if it's dead or alive. All matter has some type of vibration and frequency. So those certain frequencies can be used of a chicken to, you know, get rid of shit like that. And Bobby Hemmett talk about it, Brother Panic talk about that too. And while we didn't use medicine, but we use frequencies of certain things to help us heal, because we knew that if we eat it, that frequency can heal us. Same with the sun and same with other things. But a little off topic. What does the spirit want me to do? I must watch my own coincidences, because they're not even coincidences. But it makes no difference to me what other people do or think. If you're alive in the spirit, you have entered the kingdom of God and the Son of God, and the light has come on in the Son of God. You know, and the Son of God, you know, and the Son of God are the light to this new kingdom and this new realm. Like, y'all have to use y'all have to use the people that are shining to get to the new light, because I mean, they're the ones that's gonna lead you through this darkness of the world. Big facts. The new realm now, it is not for us to condemn and reform in this world. They have their place, but you will notice that people will adopt and reform and do not abide by them or for any great length of time. And that's just for people that want to be spiritual, but they what do you call it? I guess somewhat coping to this world in the sense of human flesh, where you just kind of give up in a sense. And I mean, I know I talked about coping before, but it's just coping with this reality and knowing what it is and knowing I can learn from it, but not coping and not thinking I can grow and get better. Like, it's just the understanding and perspective. But okay, I got a little more time. I just want to keep reading, and then I'll just sum it all up. I look back 30 days, and I find that at our house a great reform set in. Nobody ate breakfast, and nearly nobody ate dates and buttermilks. They were great reform there, but it was fading away. They getting back into their old ways. Why? Well, because they didn't get hold of the kingdom of God, and they were following somebody else and not following their own inner spiritual consciousness. And that goes, bro, like, you be doing these things and you be on the right path, but you didn't find connection to yourself, so you don't know how to hold on to it. Like, for me, I tell people, I didn't become a vegan because I don't like how people are treating animals, or I don't like how shit is being processed. Like, nigga, I was throwing up out of my fucking sleep. I just wake up throwing up. I'm like, what the fuck? I gotta stop eating this shit. Like, this shit can't be good for me. Other people, bro, digest that shit that shit out and be fine. But for me, like, what I learned about the animals and the shit, it might have took over time for me to build that foundation where my body just rejects that shit. But it wasn't some over the counter shit. Like, and I tried that before, and I went back to eating meat. Like, I was like, bro, let's just stop eating this shit because it's just bad for us. But my body wasn't necessarily telling me that, but my mind was. So I ended up going back to it because I really wasn't fully holistically there yet. And that's how you know you can't just be jumping and shit to shit. Like, if you ain't really bonding with that shit spiritually, it's not for you. Some people meant to eat bad. Some people meant to eat good. Because, I mean, we on different paths. And I'm not saying one path is greater than the other. Like, some people have been through the path where they understand that no food can harm them, so they go back to eating bad and still have a great body. But in that same aspect, it just go to show, like, your understanding in old ways. A lot of people go back to their old ways if you don't have roots and foundations. Just point blank, period. They were following somebody else's and not following their own spiritual consciousness. Now that the truth, now that is true. Now that is the truth. I guess he was trying to say facts, like I'd be saying, because he put a period right after that, and that sentence had just started. But that shit funny. He said that shit. He was like, "Man, nah, that's the truth." Nah, all right, let me finish talking. We all find ourselves adopting the outside world standards and the standards of the outer man because somebody else says so. Well, if you find yourself trying to get into the kingdom of heaven through these outer methods, you will find that this is an adverse thought, and these things are adversaries. Adverse. Just, I think they just say adverse. I'm just keep reading it, but it shouldn't say that. Whatever. I'm not here to judge. These things are adverse and make it no difference in this thing. Okay, let me just read. It makes no difference in how good they may seem, and only good is that which comes direct to you from the kingdom of your God, and that's straight from your spirit. Now, if your ears to hear, why hear? Listen to the spirit, be obedient to the spirit, and you shall enter into the kingdom. You should know what these parables mean. You should find your own center of consciousness and dwell in it, because that is the son of the living God. Big facts. That's the temple, your mind, God box. But just to break some of that shit down, if you have the ears to hear, what does that say? Where is it? Now, if you have the ears to hear, why hear? And listen, that just go to people where they be like, I believe this, I believe that, I believe this. Or do you know it? Do you really feel that way? Does it truly resonate with you? Or you just believe it because somebody else tells you that? And when you start questioning people's beliefs, you can see where their foundation lies. If they just start repeating other shit people and said, and they really can't put experiences with information or data, that's how you know people not really able to teach somebody, because children has to learn from experiences. If you can't teach a child through experiences, they're not going to learn from just your essay. Let's see. We all find ourselves adopting world standards. We already know that. From parents, friends, family, schools, government, religion, all types of cliques and clubs, boots and all types of shit. I don't know, man. I'm just talking at this point. But yeah. You won't find yourself through the inner kingdom, because you live in their king. You live in the heaven that they presented to you. And even if you don't even know if their heaven is their foundation or some shit that they just heard. So at the end of the day, you just listening to somebody else's heaven that's been echoed from something else, some other sentiment. And you trying to make that your kingdom, but that never resonated with your spirit, because you didn't come here to do that. Like, some people came here to be teachers, but you want to be a firefighter. Well, you're going to get burnt. I mean, it's just, what does your spirit teach you to do? What does your spirit say what you need to do? Look back at my 30 days and then great. Nobody's eating breakfast. Hey, and yeah, it just go to show, like, we don't really know the traditions we supposed to go with. Like, you're not really supposed to eat breakfast because your body's still digesting shit, but nearly everybody ate dates and buttermilks, and they were great. But a great reform, and the reform was going back from humanity, going back into the righteousness of God and the kingdom, going back into themselves, making their own kingdom, and not just listening to other people's ideas. Like, even as small as breakfast and dates and the shit that we eat, bro, like, that shit came from concepts of other people, bro. Like, let me throw this in y'all head real quick. Do y'all realize we've been eating bullshit GMOs for the past 10 to 20 years, even clone food? If you think about that, like, even like shit with no nutrients, with candies, they have no nutrients. So we literally just throwing shit in our body and digesting it, and our mind be like, well, we ate today, so we're good. Think about how strong your body and your mind is when you realize we really haven't ate no real nutritious food in forever. When the last time you ate some fresh food? For the people that's out there eating bad, of course. And think about, even before you start eating fresh food, you was eating some bullshit, fam, for a long time. Hot dogs, that shit don't got no nutrients. Everything cooked really has no nutrients. Then it's processed, then cooked again. Come on, bro. No nutrients. And we've been doing that for 15, 20, 30 years, 80 years. We go without eating, and we just absorbing air in the sun, bro. And we realize how strong we is. Y'all start hearing like about breatharians and shit like that. That shit's starting to come out now. People that just breathe past their hunger pains, bro. And as a poor person, you had to do that shit anyways. Nigga, go your ass to sleep if you hungry. So I just go to show you, bro, we be practicing some shit we don't be knowing about, either good or bad. And honestly, if your spirit not connected to breatharian you're not gonna fuck with it. But if you are, you know me, I am. That's my spirit. I'm fucking with it. But everybody